Welcome to Raider Talks Pregame. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ybarra. Let's discuss this huge game against the Washington football team. Nick, how are you feeling going into this ball game?
I feel great. For the first time in a couple weeks, I feel good. I feel great. We looked good last week against the Cowboys, coming off 8-9 day rest. Washington coming off a short week, even though it's a day, it's still a short week. I feel good about this game. I'm ready to watch it, and I'm ready to get the dub.
I wouldn't say I feel great. I just want to see what they do on the field, but I'm more excited for this game. I'm more pumped up for this game because going into the last couple weeks, it's been like, I don't know what team's going to show up, all that. But it seems like we know kind of what team's going to show up if they play like how they did against the Cowboys. And if they show up like that, then we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, if the offense comes up and shows up, I think no matter what we did, what's called offense, DC was not going to let us lose last week. So, offense kind of has to come up, show up, move the ball, put some points up no matter what the points are. Move the ball, put some points up, get some first downs. And, and I think that would be a good recipe for the win.
Yeah, we're really excited for this Raider game coming up. And happy holidays to everybody. Hopefully the Raiders can keep our holidays great. If they win, my holiday is going to be even better because the last couple holidays, the Raiders have already been out of it or been struggling mightily, and it looks like it ain't going in the right direction. But right now, if we can beat Washington, I think our holidays will be even better than past holidays, past Christmases and New Year's.
You hit it right on the nose. This is around the time where our skid happens and, we don't win. And it's just like, man, Christmas is coming up, but you're not even worried about Christmas because all you want to do is the Raiders, to move the ball, because offense always goes blank this time of year. But no, this feels different. Started on Thanksgiving. This team just looks like it's headed maybe in the right direction. And if, we want to play deep into January, we got to have a great December.
And it starts right now. Yeah. It starts with this game. It's a huge game. Washington's a pretty good football team. I would imagine that by the end of the year, they might be a playoff team, like last year.
Yeah. Last year, they gave Tom Brady a run for the money. They kind of came back into this year kind of in rebuild mode a little bit, not expecting what was going on. And even though they're 5-6, they're a really good football team. They got a playoff spot. They're in the weak NFC. But no, they're a really good football team. They stop the run a lot. We struggle on the run, and they stop the run. But their main weakness is their pass defense. And we got DC, and when he throws over 300 yards, we get the dub. So, I think we got to exploit that if we want to win.
It's one of those things where coming into the season, Washington wasn't like a full team on both sides, but they came in, everyone knew they had a good defense. People predicted them to have a top 5 defense in football, which will keep them in games. And they have been a pretty solid defense all year long, and pretty surprised that Heineke has played like he has.
Yeah, I saw it. Like I said, I saw it when he went toe-for-toe with Tom Brady last year. It's nothing special, but he moves the ball, he gets first downs, he scores points. And if you're a team like Washington is, you want that. He's a big part of their success, even though they're 5-6. He's a big part of their success. Nothing too flashy, but just what you need to win some ball games.
Yeah, speaking on Heineke, how he moves the ball and all that, and we'll see how the Raiders defense comes out and plays because Heineke is one of those guys that goes underneath a lot. And I feel like the Raiders have struggled with that. I feel like they've been great in stopping the big plays, but the short plays have been a struggle for us. So this matchup should be kind of interesting. Hopefully Gus Bradley can make an adjustment.
Yeah, watching Washington, it seems like they do. They want the big play, but they'll just throw everything underneath. Like I said, Heineke moves the ball really well, gets just the first downs. But if that shot's there, which, they don't do often, but when that shot's there, they take it and they usually get it because of how much they go underneath. So we just got to be on our toes and just watch out for everything. You're right. We do limit the big plays, but it just seems like everyone just moves the chains with us, and we can't have that happen if, we want to win.
Yeah, especially, and that hurts our time of possession as well, because they're moving the ball 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 3 yards, 7 yards, moving it short, and it's just taking up time of possession for our offense. And it's just so easy. It's like they have guys wide open 5 yards away every time, and that's just easy money as an offense. As a quarterback, you know that. So coming to this game, that should be interesting. Hopefully we can limit those. Obviously, we're going to limit the big plays. We've done it all year. But hopefully we can limit those short plays that he throws a 2-yard pass going for 7 yards or 10 yards on the run. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. And, Vegas's defense has got to look good if we want to win against this team.
We play in Allegiant, and I would say that the last 2 years we have struggled in Allegiant. And I think it's time to break that. We need to start winning in Vegas, winning in front of our home crowd.
Yeah, one of the first things Mark Davis said is, "Welcome to the Death Star. This is where your opponent's dreams come to die." It seems like our opponents are loving it in Vegas because we don't have a winning record in Vegas. So we got to change that. We got to make teams fear coming into Allegiant, for how loud it is and how, bad it is. You see most of these games in Allegiant, half of the fans are the other teams, half of the fans is Raiders. We need to pack that place out with just Raider fans and really get some dubs in there and make it feared for people coming in.
And it starts with the team, though.
Yeah.
The team has to play good. Mm-hmm. If the team plays good, it's going to be majority Raider fans. If the team's playing like crap, then obviously some opponent fans are going to come in, and they're going to make it more of a 50-50 atmosphere instead, which it should be like a 70-30. Because we're in Vegas, opposing fans are going to come either way. Yeah. But it should be 70-30 every game, Raider fans. And we need to start winning ball games and winning in Vegas so fans have confidence to go buy tickets because they're really expensive. They are really expensive. The whole trip's expensive going to Vegas. So they're going to start winning games to get that 70-30 crowd.
Yeah, no, you're right. We need to start winning in Vegas, or just start winning in general, because you don't want to look and say, hey, well, we're playing this team, but, man, this team's really good, and I'm not going to spend $200 a ticket to go get our butts kicked. So we just need to start winning, start packing that place out with black, and becoming a better football team.
So when the Raiders go into Vegas tomorrow, they're going to need to come out, and they come out firing, I feel like. Get the crowd into it. Get the crowd pumped up. And that will get the crowd going, a little rowdy, because we tend to, in Allegiant, start off a little slow, and that just gets the crowd a little down, and it just seems like they're down the rest of the game with the team. But if you go strike first, like you did in Dallas, which got the Raider fans pumped up, you can hear the Raider fans. But if you get that going, the Raider fans are going to be up all game, ready to go. Very loud on defense, quiet on offense.
Yeah, it just seems like in Allegiant this year, first quarter isn't our thing. Against Baltimore and Miami, you were down 14-0, really slow start. You really didn't do anything against Cincinnati and the Chiefs there. Philly was a good one, but I still think that we scored, in the second quarter, third quarter. We got to come out firing, get these fans excited, get the whole team excited, and let's just keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, it seems like the crowd isn't becoming a factor till the fourth quarter, when in reality it should be a factor through all four quarters and put some pressure on the other team.
It seems like the halftime shows are pumping these fans up more than the Raiders are. So we got to just come out and score, be electric, and get these fans something to cheer about in the first quarter and have that energy throughout the whole game.
Yeah, when the Raiders came to Vegas, I said the Raiders are now the biggest show in town. We can't let our halftime shows be what's getting the crowd pumped up. Mm-hmm. We got to go out and be the show in town. The number one show in town is the Las Vegas Raiders in Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, no, you're right, because you want to leave Allegiant. Man, that was a really good game. I saw my Raiders win. Badass stadium, this and that. You don't want to leave out there like, man, the game was weak, but hey, Marshmallow was cool in halftime. So we need to do a better job of playing in Allegiant. Get the fans happy, It's a badass stadium. We need to start winning there.
And if we get going now and get a home game in the playoffs, I promise you, if the Raiders keep playing good and they get that playoff spot, it will be 90% Raider fans in that stadium, no matter what. It's going to get rowdy. It's going to get crazy. And it's just going to be electric. So the Raiders need to start playing good at home and away, just playing good in general, to try to make that playoff spot. And let's get a first playoff game in a Raider stadium in like 20 years, and our first playoff game in Allegiant Stadium in our second year there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Go get a playoff spot. The first week of playoffs, they're adding the Monday Night Football game. I would love for us to have that Monday Night Football game. Vegas would be pumped, ready, and excited. Under the lights, under the neon lights of Vegas. That would be cool. So we got to play good, play well enough for the rest of the year so then we can get that. And so the fan base would be happy.
Okay, that was a good talk. Enough of Allegiant. We just wanted to make sure that everyone knows how important this badass stadium is and how we need to utilize it to our advantage. Now, the Raiders, Washington football team. The Raiders offense ranks 6th. The Washington football team's offense ranks 19th. What do you see in those rankings and how they're going to lead to the field?
If we get the Raiders from last week, this offense is deadly. This offense is electric. This offense is
elite.
There we go. I was looking for that word. We move the ball. We get first downs. We score points. And DC's running this offense. Was running the offense great until the 3-game win. And last week he came out fired, being aggressive.
Played great. Really played great.
If we're aggressive and Josh Jacobs does his thing, gets the run game going because we got a 2-headed monster, our offensive numbers are great. If we come out slow, checking down, doing this and this and that, then our rank goes from 6 to probably down in the league, probably bottom 10. And with the Redskins, they're a averaged offense. I think gets carried by their defense. The only thing good about their offense is they dominate time of possession. Last week they had the ball 2/3 of the game, 40 minutes to 20 minutes against Seattle. So that's the only thing about Washington is that when they get the ball, they seem to keep the ball away from the opposing offense and they score. But I think as long as our offense looks like our offense that we know, I think we should be fine.
Yeah, that's perfect. What you're getting out of the Washington football team is a 19th offense, and that's about where they're at. All season long, it's a 19th ranked offense. But the Raiders, on the other hand, you can't look at that ranking and be like, the Raiders are coming in at the sixth best offense in football, because they come out one game, they're like the worst offense of football. They come out next game, they're like the best offense of football. So we'll just have to see and find out tomorrow on the field.
Yeah, because I think the only good thing about it was in that 3-game skid, you saw that offense still look elite for 2 to 5 drives. But then after all that, then, turnovers happen and you don't want to move the ball, check down, wrong play. You're running on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. But it's always going to be there. That deep shot's always going to be there. We got to establish the run game, let DC do his thing. No Waller tomorrow, so Moreau's going to take majority of the snaps at tight end. You got Renfro, Brian Edwards. This offense has got to show up tomorrow.
I think we'll be all right without Waller. I feel like Carr tends to spread the ball around more when Waller's not on the field, and it can almost be a good thing. Obviously, we're missing Waller, but it seemed like when Waller went on the game against the Cowboys, even though Waller was going off, it seemed as if Carr zoned in even a little bit more and got everyone involved, and it seemed like every wide receiver had their best game of the year.
Well, what's kind of weird, and Waller got hurt against the Eagles, right? Yeah. Okay, so when he got hurt against the Eagles, offense looked, I'm not going to say better because we're a better offense with Waller. But
we can say it. We can say it. We have been better when Waller's on the field. We obviously love Waller. He's a great big impact, but statistically and how we look, what you see from the naked eye is that the Raiders offense does look better without Waller. Let's just say it straight.
Yeah. So that Eagles game without Waller, Moreau took a spot, looked absolutely great. And then, passing offense just looked incredible. We scored, I think, like 33 points. We were up big at one point. That's a good sign. And then last week against the Cowboys, he plays the first quarter. He's out the rest, and we're still moving the ball. We're still, Renfro stepped up big last week and put up almost 140 yards. So I'm not worried about that, because we got our weapons. We got our weapons. Carr trusts everybody, so, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
And this is a good opportunity for Foster Moreau because if he can have another big game and show out, then it's just another extra weapon. He's kind of our secret weapon right now. Mm-hmm. Maybe he can be a little extra weapon that Carr can rely on even more because he has a full game under his belt and a half a game under his belt with him. Foster is a really good tight end. I've said it from the beginning. I've always liked him. And if he can get involved, then we'll have so many weapons. I mean, let's just name them all right now. Waller, Foster, Renfro, Bryan Edwards, Zay Jones, Deshaun Jackson, Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs, Richard, and don't forget about Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, and
I might have said Deshaun Jackson already, but I gotta say it twice because he's our nuclear weapon.
When this offense is complete, everyone's healthy, and this offense is rolling, you can run the 2 tight end sets with Foster and Waller, and that would be just a nightmare. Renfro in the slot, he's having such a good year, and I think he's going to get 1,000 yards this year. Then you got, Bryan Edwards, Deshaun Jackson, and Zay Jones. And Zay Jones has really showed out and been playing well since Henry Ruggs left the team. And Bryan Edwards, I still feel like needs to make that step, but he's in that right direction. And, Deshaun Jackson is, our deep threat, our decoy, our probably going to be go-to for the rest of the season. This offense looks stacked.
Now the defenses. The Raiders rank 21st. Redskins rank 18th. The Raiders defense is kind of like you're pumped up about them. You're pumped up about them. They're getting better. And it just seemed like they're kind of taking steps backwards the last 3 weeks. Hopefully they can have a big game and make a huge impact on this game.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like when we were 5-2, defense was great. Getting the ball back to the offense, getting some turnovers. Not making stupid penalties. Just everything. In the last month of us playing football, I think we ranked last in the league in almost everything, going back to our old ways. This defense needs to step up just a little bit. I know, it's not their fault why we went 0-3 in the 3 games. But this defense has got to step up if we do want to make that playoff push.
This defense is electric. Don't get me wrong. And I'm positive. I'm very positive about the defense going to every game. We got a lot of weapons. Casey Hayward, Nate Hobbs, Max Crosby, Yannick Ngakoue. I can go on. Perryman. So we got the talent. Let's just see if we can put a game together. I think we just need to put one full defensive game together. Maybe we can get going a little bit. Like we can start getting on a roll as a defense.
Yeah, it is a little bit different because this defense, like you said, is electric. Whereas past, there's really no names.
No talent.
No talent. And we're just saying giving up a whole bunch of yards. But you're getting pressure from Yannick and Max Crosby, the deadly duo. Jefferson, Hankins. Hankins? Yeah. And Thomas, they're sitting there getting pressure too. And you got Casey Hayward, probably an all-pro quarterback this year, sitting out there locking people down, and, you're going to get Mullen back soon. Trayvon Morrig is unbelievable this season. So we got talent. It's there. We can be electric. Like you said, we just got to have that one game where everything just comes together, and hopefully it's this game.
Yeah, I want to know a couple guys on defense have been struggling, and that starts with Abram. He's been struggling. It seems like they're just attacking him, and Faison as well. They're attacking them.
Yeah, Abram looked really good this season. He wasn't hitting stupid. He wasn't doing stupid things. So, he cleaned up a little bit, and it's like, okay, cool. But you saw at that KC game, and they were just attacking him like if it was nothing. And
taking his lunch money. They're bullying him a little bit.
yeah, and and ever since then, and maybe a game before that, but ever since then, he just doesn't look good at all. It looks like going back to his old ways, and it sucks because I like Abram. I was excited, when we got him and everything. So hopefully he can step up and be a part of this because him, a good Abram and a Morrig back there, those are two good safeties.
Yeah, I want Abram to succeed. I was very pumped up about him coming out of the draft. I've been pumped up about him all year long. It still pumps me up seeing him on the field. Hopefully he can put a good game together. Don't let people get behind him. Make sure he runs with those wide receivers and then still get his nice big hits. If he plays good, then we're going to be a very good defense in the backfield. We talked a little bit about the Washington defense already. They're impressive. They're impressive defense, but we're right around them. They do rank at 18.
Yeah, and they stopped the run. We want to be a running team, but we know we're not a running team. We're a passing team. They struggle in the passing. So, it would be easy to say, hey, if we want to win tomorrow, we're just going to have to pass all over these dudes, but you're still going to have to establish the run game. If tomorrow would be a great way to establish a run game against this kind of run defense because statistically they are elite.
And the running game for the Raiders has gotten better every week. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of a real test for this defense or this running game in Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs, and Rashard.
Yeah, you do it against this team and the run game is officially back. We go back to being a balanced team offensively and probably even more scary.
Yeah, this game is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be a great game. I can't forecast the domination, but we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be probably a tight game, probably a little bit of a stressful game, but the Raiders will pull away in the fourth quarter. I don't know why I'm trying to predict the score this early in the show. The turnover battle, the Raiders ranked 16. The Washington football team ranks 25th, and the Raiders have just gotten they got better now in the turnover battle. A couple weeks ago was worst. So Carr not throwing as many picks now, and we're getting more turnovers as a defense.
Yeah, more turnovers is more possessions for our offense. More possessions, we get to score. So we just, like you said, we can't turn over the ball, and we got to get turnovers. There's a lot of things. There's probably even a lot of turnovers that are still out on the field because we don't catch interceptions. So we got to win the turnover battle tomorrow, and by the looks of it, I think we win.
Players of the game, offensively and defensively for the Raiders. Nick, who do you got?
Defensively, I'm going to go Max Crosby. It's been Ngakoue these past couple games. Crosby hasn't gotten a sack in a couple games. He's still there. He's still hitting the quarterback, pressuring the quarterback. I think tomorrow he shows out. I think Yannick maybe goes quiet with double teams and everything, but then that just sets up Crosby to have a big day.
That's a good. I was thinking Max too because it seems like it was Max's time for those first 4 or 5 games of the year. Then it seems like it's been Yannick's time. I think it's time for Max Crosby to come back and show out again, maybe get his couple sacks. For me, we're not going to go the same player. That's a rule we have on the show. We don't go with the same player. So I think it was your pick against the Cowboys, or my dad's pick against the Cowboys. But I'm gonna go Denzel Perryman. I think he has been playing really good the last 2 weeks, and he's getting timely hitting. He's stopping from teams from getting first downs. He's getting big hits in the backfield, just huge hits, and I think he's gonna have some big plays in this game. I'm not predicting him forcing a fumble or a pick, but just timely hitting.
Yeah, and if they're going to throw underneath, the linebackers are going to be right there, and he could have a field day tomorrow with tackles. Like you said, you're not predicting an interception, a forced fumble, or anything, but just looking at his stats and what he does, he could have a field day with with tackles tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. That's a good. That's a good thing you said right there. That was you hit the nail on the head right there. Yeah, it is going to be one of those games where they're going to go underneath, and it could be a field day for Denzel Perryman. Offensively, who do you got?
Offensively, I'm going to go DC. DC looked really good last week. Looked more comfortable. I think Renfro's going to have a big game, but I'm going to go DC. I think he throws for over probably, I'm going to say 350 tomorrow. I'm going to say he gets in the 3 touchdown mark for the first time this season. And he has a hell of a game.
This is why I should go first, because he took all my picks. This is why I should go first. I call first next show, all right? For me, I'm going to go my boy, number 1, D-Jax, Deshaun Jackson. I feel like he's going to make his 3 or 4 huge plays that's going to really be the result of us getting a win.
Yeah, when we go out on the offense first tomorrow, I want to see him right there first play. It seems like, sometimes they bring him in the, second or third, or not even until, the second possession. But I want to see him first play, maybe even just take the shot deep, first play of the game. Screw it. Let's go aggressive. Let's be aggressive out of the gate. But yeah, I think even if he doesn't have that many yards, just the decoy, him being out there with that presence, and then he can, do little 5-10 yard routes too. I think he's going to have a good game tomorrow.
Yeah, he could be part of the game. Even without a catch, he can open up opportunities for other wide receivers and even Foster Moreau. And I think you're right. I think the Raiders should come out with him on the field and maybe even take a shot. We're in Vegas after all, right?
Yeah, you got to gamble, so let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it from the beginning. Let's strike hard and strike fast. All right, what are your score predictions?
Score predictions, I think offense comes out and looks like they did last week. Run game is good. Defense comes out, looks a lot better. I'm going to say 31-21 Raiders. I think now for the rest of the season, we got the offense to sit there and make putting up 30, 35 look easy. It's not easy to score in this league, but I think, we can make it look easy by averaging at least 30 for the rest of the season. And defense has got to step up if we want to win. I think it all comes together tomorrow, 31-21.
I got 35-28 Raiders. I think the Raiders are definitely going to score 35, and it depends on the defense. Hopefully they can hold them to 20 or under.
Yeah. As much as I think we want it to dominate, blowout kind of thing, I don't think it's going to happen. Washington's, sneakily good. And so, it could be a close one. It could be, 10-point game like I'm predicting. All I know is that we're in store for a good one tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be a great game. This game is huge, especially if you want to make a playoff run. And I feel like it's a do-or-die game for the Raiders. If they win, I think we got everything ahead of us. If we lose, then it's just going to hurt, and it's going to feel like we're maybe out of it a little bit.
This is a game that we need. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, Bears are coming into town. That's easy. We lost." Everybody, hey, we're going to Giants. Their offense isn't good. Their defense is this. We lost. These are the kind of games, if you want to be a playoff team at the end of the year, you got to win. So it starts tomorrow against a 5-6 Washington team. Even though they got a playoff spot, they're still 5-6. They are what their record says they are. They're a losing football team. We got to go out and take care of business.
Yes, we do. We got to take care of business in Vegas. We will see you guys for a post game, and hopefully the Raiders can come out with a huge victory against Washington.
Yeah, big game. We'll see what they do. Hopefully we can come out with a big dub. You win, you're on a 2-game win streak, and it's momentum going against in Arrowhead against the Chiefs, and for the rest of the season making this playoff push.
100% huge game going into Kansas City in Arrowhead. We'll see what happens. Starts tomorrow. We'll see you guys for post game, like I said. And go Raiders.
Go Raiders.